Welcome back to the English Bình Phước radio, television stations and newspaper. I'm Hương Kết, and now are the headlines for today. Bình Phước strictly implementing supervisions over administrative procedures. Driving force for collective economy to develop sustainably. Prime Minister asked for focus on export, investment and consumption. Hà Giang promoting sustainable community-based tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, the supervisions of administrative procedure is a talk aimed at simplifying them and updating new legal documents and regulations in a timely manner. The talk has been seriously and effectively conducted over recent years by agency, units and locality in Bình Phước province.
Supervision agencies and units at all levels in the province have been built, with some having officers in charge of the task. Each cadre and civil servant upholds their responsibility in performing the task, thus achieving a high level of efficiency. Administrative procedures in Bình Phước province now total 1,834. The number of public services connected to the National Public Service Portal has reached 1,468, including 1,074 fully online public services and 364 partially online public services. The implementation and settlement of administrative procedures are all done in the electronic environment.
Along with buildings and creating more and more links both from authority via specific policy over recent time has provided more resources to help cooperatives in Bình Phước improve the values and quality of local agricultural products.
The province policy on supporting the production and consumption of goods has been implemented since 2019, funded by non-business capital. 5 cooperatives have received assistance, totaling more than 1.9 billion Vietnam dong. With this, the cooperatives have helped members secure agricultural materials for production, packaging, and labeling of products, and building a preliminary processing plant. The production chains that cooperatives have been implementing are considered suitable. Accompanying cooperatives by devoting a lot of resources to their development is a benefit to the locality, with the aim of turning it into a driving force for the collective economy in Bình Phước province to develop sustainably.
Collecting is a hobby of many people, but collecting stones from the voids is probably quite rare. Mr. Nguyễn Văn Tâm, 73 years old, have lived in Dong Xoài City, Bình Phước province since he was 8 years old. He has a rather unique and strange hobby, collecting natural stones, from pebbles to precious stone. His collection now totals more than 300 selected over the past 20 years. The stones were mostly found during his travel around the province, or were given or donated to him, or both. After grinding, the stones reveal their natural beauties, and Mr. Tâm tells visitors wonderful stories about nature, so that they can feel more and more in love with and more conscious about preserving the local environment. He pleads to welcome everyone to come and see his collection, but he doesn't sell anything. To him, the stones are not inanimate objects, but possess their own value and beauties. Ladies and gentlemen, now take a look at the top story around the country. The government held regular meeting on June the 3rd. More details are in the following report.
Speaking at the meeting, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính stressed the need to remove obstacles to production and business and help enterprises in administrative procedures, interest rates and market expansion. He also urged localities to accelerate the disbursements of public investment capital and the implementations of the social economic recovery and development program, as well as national target programs, and focus on site clearance and materials preparations for key projects. According to the leader, over the past 5 months, thanks to joint efforts by the government, ministries, agencies and localities, progress has been made in production, business, export, FDI extraction and the real estate market. At the online meeting, Participants raised a number of proposals regarding the implementations of big investments and construction projects, credit and tax policies, work permit and visa, and wage, among others.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese arrived in Hanoi on June the 3rd for an official visit to Vietnam. More details are in the following report.
On the first day in Vietnam, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had lunch at an eatery in Hanoi's Old Quarter. He tried the world-famous Vietnamese sandwich banh mi, a favorite street food of many Vietnamese people and foreign tourists, and drank beer Her, a locally brewed beer often used by Hanoians on hot summer days. Banh mi is ranked 7th among the best street foods in the world by Taste Atlas, a website dedicated to discovering fresh ingredients, traditional dishes, and authentic restaurants around the world. In addition to banh mi and brewed beer, Prime Minister Albanese also enjoyed boiled peanuts, grilled chopped fish, grilled pork and dried soya curds, mixed with fresh onion leaves. The Prime Minister commended the Vietnamese cuisine with diverse and unique dishes, and expressed his delight at sentiments and hospitality of local people.
Airports in Vietnam served more than 45 million passengers in the first 5 months of this year, an increase of nearly 38% compared to the same period last year, according to the Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam.
In May alone, airports across the country served 9 million passengers, up over 3% from the previous month. Between January and May, Vietnamese Airlines carried more than 22 million people, a year-on-year increase of 37%. Of the total, there were 16.7 million domestic passengers, up nearly 6% from 2022. The volume of foreign passengers reached 5.7 million, an increase of over 5% higher than from the corresponding period last year. The sudden rise in the number of passengers after more than 2 years of travel restrictions, caused by COVID-19, has led to an improvement in the business results of domestic airlines. National flag carrier Vietnam Airlines has restored its entire domestic flight network, and resumed 90% of the international routes, compared to the pre-COVID-19 pandemic.
Boating jaw-dropping landscape as well as kaleidoscope of cultural traits, the northern mountainous province of Hà Giang has worked hard to sustainably develop its community-based tourism. Living together for generations in Hà Giang province, the 19th local ethnic minority group have spared no effort in preserving their cultural values. Such rituals and ceremonies of nhảy lửa, or fire jumpings of the giáo and Pathan people, cấp sắc, maturity ritual, and the Gota festival have now become a magnet for tourists keen to discover ethnic minority culture. Cultural offering has become popular over recent years, helping promote and preserve the local ethnic minority cultures. The cultural tourism village model has been branched out in Hà Giang, with community-based tourism at the center. ASEAN standards on cultural tourism will be applied in village shortly. According to the Department of Culture, Sport and Tourism, Cultural Tourism Village has attracted a large number of visitors, improving local livelihoods while promoting local tourism resources and cultural identity. And that's it for this edition of BPTV News. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.